Those joined, just go through the solution given today. Today morning, I forwarded the solution. Yesterday, I give the events are given yesterday. Today morning, I forwarded the solution. Just go through the solution. Meanwhile, others will join in a few minutes. Get ready to record events in the books of consignor. Unique Clock Makers is the name of the consignor. Yesterday we started and about 5-6 items are noted. Up to sales it is noted. Up to sales it is noted. Now, those who joined the Google Meet, go to the solution already provided. Yesterday I gave you events. I hope that you might have gone through. If any clarification is required, how the figure is derived. Yesterday one girl asked me, sir, how you, the amount of advance, 5,653 or 563, how did you arrive, sir? And that is a good question and I answered immediately. See the answer, see the working notes. Working notes also provided there. How that figure is derived. Account sales also given, valuation of closing stock also given. Good morning, everybody. Are you ready? Now we'll move to the first one is yesterday.
Sir, unmute.
Up to, it is the last one in the books of events in the books of consignor. The what is that? Number 1, 7th is over, na? Sales is completed.
Yes,
is it
sir.
right? Sales completed. That is the 7th one in the order. Next one, 8th one. Number 8. Number 8 is commission on sales. Commission, last one, everybody. The 8th one is commission on sales. Calculation is 2,20,250 into 2,20,250 into 8 by 100. Commission is 8%. Commission is 8%. 8% on total sales. Total sales are 2,20,250 is the total sales. On total sales, 8% is the commission. 8 by 100. 2,20,250 into 8 by 100. It comes to 17,620. 17,620 is the commission. Next one, ninth one is closing stock valuation. Closing stock, write 3,900. Write the amount. Closing stock 3,900. How you got this? Raskund. Working notes already given in the problem. Your earlier page, refer to that. Valuation of closing stock is 50 clocks unsold. How many clocks were sent? Opening stock already 50 clocks are there. This year we sent 2,500 clocks were sent to the consignee this year. Out of 2,500, 50 clocks were defective. They were returned back to the consignor. 2,400 were sold by the consignee. So only 50 clocks were left unsold. Each one invoice price is 75 rupees. So closing stock valuation already given to you. It is there. Look here. Closing stock, it is already forwarded to you. How many clocks? 2,500 sent, 2,400 were sold. Out of 100, 50 were returned to the consignor. Only 50 left in stock. 50 clocks at the rate of 75 rupees each. 75 is invoice price. 50 clocks at the rate of 75 each equals to 3,750. 3,750. Right. 3,750. Next one is proportionate non-recurring expenses are to be added. Adding proportionate non-recurring expenditure is common for all the problems, invoice method or otherwise. So the method is how much total expenditure incurred is by the consignor. It is how much 4,500 paid by the consignor is non-recurring and 3,000 paid by consignee is non-recurring. The total non-recurring expenses are 7,500. 4,500 paid by the consignor for sending the goods, and consignee also paid. Out of that, he expenditure only one expenditure, that is 3,000 paid for clearing charges. Clearing charges paid by consignee, 3,000 paid by the consignee. That 3,000 is non-recurring. Other advertisement, go down rent, other 500 something, these are the recurring expenses. So total non-recurring expenses are 7,500. How? 4,500 is paid by the consignor for sending the goods. That is already given. The breakup was given a last class. Breakup is he paid consignor paid 1,000 plus 500 plus 3,000. Total 4,500 paid for sending the goods. Consignee also paid 7,590 paid. Total consignee paid 7,590. All are not non-recurring. Only one expenditure in that is non-recurring. That what is that one expenditure? The one expenditure, there is a clearing charges paid by consignee for collecting the goods. To receive the goods, he paid clearing charges. That is clearing charges are rupees 3,000. That will come under non-recurring. So for sending 2,500 clocks, the total expenditure, non-recurring expenditure is 7,500. So 7,500 divided by 2,500 clocks. Each clock, 3 rupees is the expenditure. For sending each clock, non-recurring expenditure is 3 rupees per clock. For 50 clocks, 50 into 3, 150 is non-recurring expenditure. That's it. Over. So that is 150 is added to 3,750 plus non-recurring expenditure 150. Together, it is 3,900 is value of closing stock. It is over. Only thing is you have to write a journal entry and ledger post accordingly. So you have to derive the values. That is important. Once again, I repeat, in university examination also, if you note down carefully, read the problem, note down the events, translating into the journal entries, ledger posting is consequential. కాన్సిక్వెన్షియల్ అంటే ఇక అది జరిగిపోతాయి అవి. అది నువ్వు కరెక్ట్ గా అమౌంట్ కరెక్ట్ గా డిరైవ్ చేసావు అనుకో, ఇఫ్ యూ డిరైవ్ కరెక్ట్లీ, రైటింగ్ ఎంట్రీ ఈజ్ కామన్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కదా. కన్సైన్మెంట్ టోటల్ చాప్టర్, ద ఎంట్రీస్, రైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎంట్రీస్, లెడ్జర్ పోస్టింగ్ ఈజ్ కామన్. It is same for all the problems. But what you have to do is you have to comprehend the problem and write it. For effective working, you write the events in chronological order. Date wise ga raskondi. Okay? Then it is easy for you to write journal entries, or if you write journal entries, the later part is ledger posting. And they are very easy to go through. So now it's the valuation of closing stock is over. Next one. What is the next one? The next one is number 10. For 10, write down adjustment of loading on opening stock. Adjustment of loading on opening stock. What is the value of opening stock at invoice price? రాసుకోండి అక్కడ వర్కింగ్ నోట్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళండి. క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ లోడింగ్ ఆన్ వర్కింగ్, మీరు వర్కింగ్ అదే అమౌంట్ రాసుకోండి మీరు 750. వర్కింగ్ నోట్స్ I will give dictate the working notes, you note down later. Right. Loading on opening stock is rupees 750. This item number 10. Loading on opening stock is rupees 750. For that you have to write a journal entry. How the 750 derived under raskondi, working note lo raskondi, working notes. Calculation of loading on opening stock. అక్కడ రాసుకోండి. ఓపెనింగ్ స్టాక్ ఎట్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ రూపీస్ 3,750. ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఇచ్చాను, వర్కింగ్ నోట్స్ కూడా ఉంది, మళ్ళీ రాసుకోండి. ఓపెనింగ్ స్టాక్ ఎట్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ రూపీస్ 3,750. ద వెరీ ఫస్ట్ వన్ చూడండి అక్కడ, ఫస్ట్ వన్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ఇవాళ ఈవెంట్స్ లో ఫస్ట్ ఈవెంట్ అదే. 3,750 ఈజ్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్. రాసుకోండి. ఇంకో లైన్ రాయండి. ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ 25%. Invoice price 125%. Cost price 100%. ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో అది కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ 100%. కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 100 rupees, rather 100% అనండి. ఆల్ యూ సే ఇన్ పర్సెంటేజ్. ప్రాఫిట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 25%. ప్రాఫిట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 25%. ఇప్పుడు ఒక కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకోండి. ఒక ఎంట్రీ ఏంటంటే కాస్ట్ ప్లస్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్. రాసుకోండి, ఫార్ములా రాయండి. కాస్ట్ ప్లస్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్. ఈక్వల్స్ టు 100 ప్లస్ 25 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 125. ఈక్వల్స్ టు అదే ఫార్ములా అండి. కాస్ట్ ఈజ్ 100. If 100 rupees is the cost price, 25 rupees profit is added, so invoice price will be 125. So now write the equation ఏంటంటే 100, cost is 100, so 100 plus profit 25 equals to 125. $100 plus 25 is equal to 125 is invoice price. ఇంకో లైన్ రాసుకోండి. 125% is equal to 3,750. లాజిక్ రాసుకోండి. మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అంటే ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది. 125% equals to 3,750 for 25% is equal to how much? 125% equals to 3,750 for 25% equals to how much? రాసుకోండి. క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఏంటంటే 3,750 divided by 125 3,750 divided by 125 into 25%, 25 equals to 750. చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తా చూడండి. ఇక్కడ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 750 యూ గాట్ ఇట్. సో 750 ఈజ్ ప్రాఫిట్, కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ 3,000. ఫార్ములాలో ఇప్పుడు ఈక్వేట్ చేసుకోండి. 3,000 ఈజ్ కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్, 750 ఈజ్ ప్రాఫిట్, ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ 3,750. అర్థమైంది కదా? ఇప్పుడు ఇది on 3,000 if you work out 25 by 100 you get 750 only. On cost it is 25% is added on cost. So if you want profit, 3,000 into 25 by 100 also will get 750. 750 is profit added. On 3,000 cost, 25% of 3,000 is added for profit. So 3,000 into 25 by 100 comes to 750 is added to 3,000. So 3,000 is cost. On 3,000, 25% of 3,000 is added. That is 750 is added. So it becomes 3,750 becomes invoice price. That is the logic you have to apply. That's it. All problems. So now it is over. 10th one is over. That is loading on or profit on. Loading on or profit on. Loading or profit on opening stock is rupees 750. Next one, number 11 రాసుకోండి. Adjustment of loading on GSC. Adjustment of loading on GST. Seventh one, adjustment of loading on GSC అంటే goods sent on consignment. Rupees 36,750 రాసుకోండి. నేను calculation I will give separately. Rupees 36,750. Adjustment of loading on GSC 36,750. Now question is, sir, how? That you write, take a working notes రాసుకోండి. For this 11th one, calculation of working note లోకి వెళ్ళండి. వర్కింగ్ నోట్ లో ఏం రాస్తారు? Calculation of loading on GSC. Calculation of loading on GSC. ఎక్కడో ఇచ్చాను అనుకుంటా. రాసుకోండి. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చా, ఇక్కడ ఒక పేజీలో ఉంది. ఇక్కడ క్యాల్కులేషన్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చాను మీకు. ఆల్రెడీ గివెన్ టు యూ అండ్ దెన్ వన్స్ అగైన్ ఐ డిక్టేట్. రాసుకోండి. ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ గూడ్స్ సెంట్ ఆన్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ జిఎస్సి ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ GSC equals to 1,87,500. అది 2000 బ్రాకెట్లో కావాలని రాసుకోండి. 2500 clocks were sent. 2500 into 75 rupees each clock invoice price. Each invoice price of each clock is 75 rupees. 2500 clocks were sent. So 2500 into 75 rupees, it comes to 1,87,500. Less statement already on less statement. Less 50 clocks returned by consignee. 50 clocks returned by consignee. 50 clocks returned by consignee at invoice price. 50 clocks returned by consignee at invoice price. చెప్పగా ఇంతకుముందు 50 clocks which are defective, they were sent back to the consignor. Consignor received from consignee. బ్రాకెట్లో రాసుకోండి వాల్యూ అంటే 50 into 75. 50 rupees into 75, it comes to 3,750. So 3,750 rupees deduct from 1,87,500 minus 3,500. You will get 1,83,750. 1,83,750. Goods sent on consignment is nothing but indirectly out of 2,500 sent, 50 were returned. So 2,450 sent into 75, you will get same 1,83,750 వస్తుంది మనకి. అంటే out of 2,500 sent, 50 were returned. So 2,450 only sent to the consignee, net value of goods. So 2,450 into 75 each clock invoice price. So multiplier also say you get 1,83,750 is over. Now రాసుకోండి కింద నోట్ రాసుకోండి. 1,83,750 equals to 125%. 1,83,750 is equals to 125%. 25% is equal to how much? 25% is equal to how much? Question mark. So 125% is equals to 1,83,750 is equal to 125%. So 25% is equal to how much? That's a logically mathematics student. You can use 125 is equal to 525s ఉంటాయి అంతే కదా. In 125 there are 525s, 1/5 of it. As a mathematics student you can easily get it. So now రాసుకోండి. Profit equals to profit oblique loading అని రాయండి. Profit అన్న loading అన్న ఒకటే. Profit oblique loading equals to 1,83,750 divided by 125. 1,83,750 divided by 125 into 25. You will get 36,750. You will get 36,750. Now you got it? This problem, if cost is 100, the consignor added 25 rupees profit. If cost is 100 rupees, 25 added. So cost plus profit is equal to invoice price. So cost is 100, profit is 25. So every 125 rupees, 25 is profit, 100 is cost. So that's it. So that is the relationship. So we worked out whenever goods returned are there in this problem, one be careful. This is the only problem where we get goods returned back to the consignor was given in this problem only. Till 7 problems worked out so far, we did not come across where the goods were returned back to the consignor. Some goods which he received are defective, he sent them back. That is the important thing in this problem. Over. 11th one is over. Next one, 12th one. 12th, adjustment of loading. Events lo kelandi. 12. Serial number 12 raskondi. In the events, you write serial number 12. Adjustment of loading on closing stock. Adjustment of loading on closing stock. So what is the closing stock value? 3,900 value. In that 150 is non-recurring expenditure should not be taken into account. Raskondi. Working notes lo kelandi. Adjustment of loading on closing stock is also 750. Ikkada kuda raskondi. Amount rayandi. Serial number 12. Events lo serial number 12 lo raskondi. Adjustment of loading on closing stock rupees 750. So now go to the working notes. Etla vachindi, how you got that 750 ante go to working notes. Working notes raskondi. Invoice price of unsold stock is working notes lo kelandi. Invoice price of unsold stock is 3,750. 3,750. Bracket lo raskondi. How you got 3,750? There are 50 clocks unsold, 50 into 75 each. 50 clocks unsold into each clock's invoice price is 75. 75 into 50 is 3,750. దాని కింద రాసుకోండి క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఏంటంటే ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 125%. ఇన్వాయిస్ రాసుకోండి. ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 125%. కింద ఇంకో లైన్ రాసుకో. నెక్స్ట్ లైన్ 125% ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 3,750. 125% equals to 3,750. For 25%, how much? For 25% is equal to how much? That's the calculation. So 125 is equal to 3,750. For 25, how much? So calculation is profit equals to raskondi. Profit equals to profit oblique loading. ఎప్పుడు టెన్షన్ పెట్టి ఎప్పుడు కూడా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉన్న లోడింగ్ అంటారు. కొన్ని ప్రాబ్లం లోడింగ్ అనేది కరెక్ట్ పదం. లోడింగ్ అంటే హౌ మచ్ లోడెడ్. లోడెడ్ అంటే ఏంటి? బరువు పెట్టడం అంతే కదా. లోడ్ చేసాం. హౌ మచ్ బుక్ బ్యాగ్ లో ఒక పుస్తకం పెట్టుకున్నాం అనుకో, లోడెడ్ అంట. లోడెడ్ అంటే ఏంటి? యాడెడ్ వన్ మోర్ బుక్ యాడెడ్ ఇన్ యువర్ బ్యాగ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ లోడెడ్ అంటే యాడెడ్ టు యువర్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ వెయిట్. ఇక్కడ కూడా లోడింగ్ అన్నాడు అంటే కాస్ట్. ఫర్ కాస్ట్ వీఆర్ యాడింగ్ సంథింగ్ అడిషనల్ అమౌంట్. That is called loading is correct terminology in accountancy. So now the profit oblique loading is equals to 3,750 divided by 125. 3,750 divided by 125 into 25. Into 25 equals to, you get 750. Over. Next one. After 12th, it is 13th. Amount received from consignee. Amount received from consignee This is 13th number 13, 1, 3. Endukante when I give journal entries, I give the same order. Amount received from consignee 1,85,477. 1,85,477. I repeat, 1,85,477. That is received from consignee. Account is settled. In this case, account is settled. How you got is referred to account sales. Account sales lo. Sales are 2,20,250 minus expenditure paid by, already nina explain chesa idi. Expenditure incurred by consignee 7,590. Commission 17,620 deducted. And advance 9,563 deducted. Payable is 1,85,477. The total amount is paid to the consignor, or consignor received the money from consignee. 1,85,000 రావాలి వాడికి, ఆ మొత్తం అమౌంట్ ఇచ్చేసాడు వాడు. Consignee paid entire amount to the consignor. After deducting his expenditure 7,590, his commission 17,563, and also advances 9,653 or 563. That is deducted. These three are deducted and the amount paid to the consignor. That is account sales refers to. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, నేను ఇంతకుముందు ప్రతి ప్రాబ్లంలో అకౌంట్ సేల్స్ చేపిస్తున్నా. If you have to do it account sale properly, 40% of the problem is over. Only translation, only these figures are to be translated into journal entries. Ante. Next one. So it's over. Next 14, close GSC account. Close GSC account. GSC ante goods sent on consignment account. And it must go to the trading account. So GSC account at R2 trading account you have to write. That is the journal entry you have to record for that. That is 15, last one. Entry for profit. Entry for profit oblique loss. Entry for profit oblique loss. Loss కూడా మనకు తెలియదు కదా. At this stage we don't know whether there is a profit or loss. After preparing consignment account only, we know the amount of profit or loss. Till then, till you prepare profit and the consignment account, you have to wait for that figure. That's it. These are the 15 transactions which are to be noted or recorded in the books of consignor. So go to the journal. Raskon. Journal entries in the books of journal entries in the books of unique clock makers. Unique UCM and రాసుకోండి. UCM వాడి పేరు unique clock makers. Consignor పేరు అన్నాడు. Consignor name is unique. They manufacture, simple గా కామన్ సెన్స్ ఇన్ కామర్స్ లో ఏంటి, ఈజ్ a producer of clocks. Whatever he produces, he is selling through agent. Agent is in Nanded. He is sending the clocks to Nanded agent to be sold on commission basis. Ante. But commission istadu ammi pedite. He will send the clocks and agent at Nanded, he will sell on commission basis. Amina vaati paina vaadi commission vastundi. That is the consignment business. A chapter ade selling through agent. Sender of the goods is called consignor. The one who sells the goods is called consignee. Consignor also called principal. Principal ante is a master. He is the owner of the goods. Consignee is the agent. Ante he has to work according to the instructions of the consignor. That's it. It is simple, so simple. You must understand the core aspect of consignment. Then if you know what is consignment, who will do, who will send the goods, who will receive, what is the relationship between the two parties, If you have a common understanding, then writing of journal entries becomes very easy for you. So must apply common sense and business knowledge. That's it now. So write journal entries in the books of unique clock. Journal entries in the books of unique clock makers. Bracket lo raskondi consignor. Consignor. First entry. Now go to all 15, one by one. What is the first one? Goods opening stock. Earlier it is not there, other problems. Be careful. In the other problems, so far we worked out, there is no opening stock in any of the problems so far worked out. But in this problem, first time, you are getting opening stock. So entry for opening stock is Raskon. Entry for opening stock is consignment account debtor 3,750. Consignment account debtor 3,750 to stock on consignment account. To stock on consignment account 3,750. Narration రాసుకోండి. Being opening stock at invoice price
Sir, unmute.
opening stock at invoice price taken into account. Opening stock at invoice price taken into account. Over. Number two is goods sent on consignment. Number two is goods sent on consignment. Only 2,500 clocks were sent at an invoice price of 75 rupees each. So entry is same usual, as usual. There is no change. It is common. Entry is consignment account debtor 1,87,500. Consignment account debtor 1,87,500 to goods sent on consignment account to GSC and రాయండి. To GSC account. Example of full form రాయండి. To goods sent on consignment account 1,87,500. Being 2,500 clocks sent 2,500 clocks sent to consignee. 2,500 clocks sent to the consignee at invoice price of 75 each. Sent to consignee at an invoice price of rupees 75 each. That 2,500 into 75. The output is 1,87,500. Over. The third one. What is the third one? Expenditure paid by consignor for sending these clocks to the agent. He incurred some 501 and 3,000 is 1,000. 1,000 is one item, 500 on some other item. Third one is 3,000. 1,000 plus 500 plus 3,000. Total 4,500 paid by consignor for sending these goods. Right? The entry is same as usual. Entry is absolutely the same as you are doing it. Entry is consignment account debtor 4,500. Consignment account debtor rupees 4,500 to cash account 4,500. Being expenses of consignment కామా పెట్టి విఐజెడ్ అని రాయండి. విఐజెడ్ అంటే నేమ్లీ, ఇంగ్లీష్లో కాదు, ఈజీ అంటాం, ఒక చోట విఐజెడ్ అంటాడు. విఐజెడ్ అంటే నేమ్లీ అని అర్థం. ఈజీ అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఓకే. ఈటీసీ అంటే ఎట్సెట్రా. అది అబ్రివేషన్స్ కూడా యూ మస్ట్ యూస్ వెన్ యూ రైట్ టెక్స్ట్, రైట్? సో విఐజెడ్ అంటే నేమ్లీ ఏంటవి? 4,750 paid for what? Packing 1,000. Insurance 500. Packing, comma, insurance, comma, freight. Packing, insurance, freight. Paid in cash. Paid in cash.
Sir, repeat once again.
Packing, insurance, and freight. Packing, insurance, and freight. Paid in cash. Paid in cash. అంతే. అంటే 4,550 హౌ ఇట్ మేడ్ అంటే 1,000 paid for packing. గూడ్స్ ప్యాక్ చేయాలి కదా, క్లాక్స్ పగిలిపోకుండా జాగ్రత్తగా ప్యాక్ చేయాలి, ప్యాకింగ్. ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ఇన్ ట్రాన్సిట్ అన్నట్లు, వెన్ సెండింగ్ ద గూడ్స్ యూ మే గెట్ డ్యామేజ్డ్ ఇన్ ట్రాన్సిట్, సో ఇన్సూరెన్స్ వాస్ టేకెన్, ఫర్ దట్ హీ పేడ్ 500. ఫర్ ఫ్రైట్ అంటే క్యారియర్, గూడ్స్ క్యారియర్ ఉంటాడు కదా ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ కంపెనీ, ఫర్ దట్ హీ పేడ్ 3,000. Total 4,500 paid by the consignor for sending these clocks to his agent at Nanded lo unnadu agent. Nanded pampali kada, Dharwad. He was in Dharwad. He is sending the goods to his agent at Nanded. So these expenses paid by the consignor. Number 4. What is the number 4? It is consignee also paid some expenditure. Consignee paid 3,000 on insurance, this is on clearance, paid 3,000, and he paid, already gave you there in events lo cheppa clear ga, 3,000 is one, another one is 2,000 is on advertising, salaries 2,000 paid, and service charges 500 paid. Total he paid, and 90 rupees paid for returning the goods. 50 clocks are defective, he sent them back to the consignor. For packing, he paid 90 rupees for sending the 50 clocks to the consignor which are defective. So consignee paid total 7,590 rupees paid by the consignor. 3,000 paid on clearance, 2,000 paid for advertising, 2,000 paid for salaries, 500 paid for some service charges also. 500 paid for 500 paid for service charges, and 90 paid for returning the goods to consignor. Defective goods were returned. For sending them, he paid 90 rupees for packing and forwarding. So he paid total 7,590. For that journal entry రాయండి. Journal entry చెప్పాలి మీరే. Journal entry, consignee paid expenditure 7,590. For that you have to give a journal entry. Entry is రాసుకోండి. Entry is consignment account debtor 7,590. Consignment account debtor 7,590. Consignment account debtor 7,590 to Nanded agent account. వీడి పేరు ఇవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ నాందేడ్ ఏజెంట్. ఏజెంట్ అట్ నాందేడ్ అని అర్థం. నాందేడ్ ఏజెంట్ అకౌంట్ 7,590. బీయింగ్ రాసుకోండి. బీయింగ్ expenses of consignment paid by consignee. Expenses of consignment paid by consignee. Expenses of consignment paid by consignee. కావాలంటే మీరు రాయాల్సేది clearing charges, advertising, salaries, service charges, and returning the goods 90 అని రాయొచ్చు. లోడ్ అవుతుంది క్వశ్చన్, టైం కూడా ఉండదు మీకు ఎగ్జామ్లో అంతా. యూ నో హౌ దట్ 7,590 ఎలా వచ్చిందో తెలుసు కదా. టోటల్ యాడెడ్ ఆల్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ పేడ్ బై కన్సైనీ ఆర్ యాడెడ్ టుగెదర్. One is 3,000, another is 90 rupees for sending the goods, 3,000 paid for clearance, 90 rupees paid for returning the goods to consignor, and 2,000 paid for advertising, another 2,000 paid for salaries, another 500 paid for service charges. These are all made by, the payments are made by the consignee. So the total expenditure paid by the consignee on behalf of consignor is rupees 7,590 is over. So the entry is recorded. Next one. After that, some goods which are defective, we return them back. Pampicham vadiki. Evariki pampicham? We send the goods back to the consignor.
Sir, unmute.
Somebody is playing with. I have to. Now, right. Next one is item number ఏముంది, it is sixth one. Sixth one is goods returned to consignor. The entry is goods sent entry ki reverse ra. Goods sent on consignment entry is reverse. The entry is రాసుకోండి. Goods sent on consignment account debtor 3,750. Goods sent GSC account debtor anandi. GSC account debtor. Goods sent on consignment account debtor 3,750 to consignment account. To consignment account 3,750. ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో ఒక అన్ఫార్చునేట్ ఏంటంటే అన్ని వాల్యూస్ ఓపెనింగ్ స్టాక్ అదే ఉంది, గూడ్స్ రిటర్న్ అంతే ఉంది, క్లోజింగ్ స్టాక్ కూడా 3,750. అన్ని యూనిఫామ్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో అదే ఒకటి నాకు మంచిగా అనిపించలేదు. దిస్ ప్రాబ్లం షుడ్ హావ్ చేంజ్డ్ ద, మారిస్తే బాగుండేది. బట్ ఎనీ వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ అవుట్. నరేషన్లో రాసుకోండి. నరేషన్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ 50 defective clocks. 50 defective clocks returned by consignee, being 50 defective clocks. ఏదో డ్యామేజ్ అయి ఉంటాయి, దారిలో ఏదో తగిలేదో అయి ఉంటుంది. బీయింగ్ 50 defective clocks returned by consignee at invoice price. అది ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఈ లెక్కలో ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ చెప్పాలి, ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైసే తీసుకోవాలి. బీయింగ్ 50 defective clocks returned by consignee at invoice price. Returned by consignee at invoice price. మీకు అర్థమైన భాషలో రాయండి. చెప్పాల్సింది ఏంటి? కన్సైనీ రిటర్న్ గూడ్స్ టు కన్సైనర్, అదే కదా సబ్జెక్ట్ మ్యాటర్. హౌ మెనీ? 50 clocks were returned. What 50 clocks invoice price is 75 each clock. So 50 into 75 you get 3,750. That's it. Over. Seventh one is over. Sixth one.
Entry you skipped.
Which one?
Entry is noted, sir. Fifth one.
Fifth one miss అయ్యామా? Okay. Order మార్చుకోండి. So fifth one రాసుకోండి. Fifth one is he accepted a bill. కొంచెం యారో మార్క్ పెట్టుకోండి. యారో మార్క్ పెట్టి అంటే అది ముందు రాయండి. పెద్ద తేడా పడేది ఏం లేదు. ఎనీ లెడ్జర్ పోస్టింగ్ ఆల్ విల్ టేక్ కేర్. నౌ రైట్. ఫిఫ్త్ వన్ ఈస్ అడ్వాన్స్ పెయిడ్ in the form of a bill. So consignor received advance from consignee. He received 9,563 rupees received by the consignor. So 9,563 received in the form of a bill. So he received a bill from consignee. Debit what comes in, credit the giver. That's the formula, right? That is the accounting rule. Entry is bills receivable account debtor. This item number 5 రాసుకోండి. 5 మీరు యారో మార్క్ పెట్టుకొని తర్వాత రాసినా ఏం లేదు, లేట్ అయినా ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదులేండి. ఎంట్రీ ఈస్ బిల్స్ రిసీవబుల్ అకౌంట్ డెటార్ 9,563. సో బిల్ ఈజ్ కమింగ్ ఇన్ టు ద బిజినెస్. వీఆర్ రిసీవింగ్ బిల్ ఫ్రమ్ కన్సైనింగ్. Bills receivable account at R 9,563. Who is giving? Consignee is giving, right, to non-paid agent account. Non-paid. వాడి పేరు చెబితే రమేష్ అకౌంట్ అనేవాళ్ళం. వాడి పేరు రమేష్ అయితే రమేష్ అకౌంట్ అనేవాళ్ళం. We don't know the name, so we are writing non-paid agent account. 9,563. Treat the giver. That rule applies. Being రాసుకోండి. Advance received from consignee. Advance received from consignee by a bill. Advance received, or you may write bills receivable received from consignee as advance. Last time. Advance received from consignee through a bill or by a bill. Next one. So sixth one అయిపోయింది మనకు ఆల్రెడీ. అది ఆర్డర్ మార్చుకోండి. Next one is seventh one is goods sold. Seventh one is goods sold on entry is same. Entry is same, all the problems. What is the entry? It is income for the business, so it is credited to consignment account. It is receivable from non-paid agent. Entry is non-paid agent account data for seventh one. Non-paid agent account data 2,20,250. 2,20,250 to consignment account. To consignment account 2,20,250. Non-paid agent account data to consignment account. That is the entry. So amount is 2,20,250. Being goods sold on consignment. Being goods sold on consignment. Receivable from consignee. Receivable from consignee. Receivable from consignee. Business came income. The amount we have to collect from consignee is over. Next one for commission, eighth one. Number 8. రాసుకోండి పక్కన నెంబర్ 8 అని రాసుకోండి. ఏమైనా డేట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, దీంట్లో డేట్స్ ఉన్నట్లుంది. ఆ డేట్ ఉంటే కరస్పాండింగ్ డేట్ అక్కడ రాసేయండి. Dates you can incorporate later. So it is commission entry 17,620 is the commission. Entry is same. Consignment account at R2 non-paid agent account. Consignment account data 17,620. Consignment account data 17,620 to non-paid agent account. To non-paid agent account 17,620. Being commission payable on sales. Being commission payable on sales at the rate of 8. Already చూపించాం మనం. At the rate of 8% on 2,20,250. Commission is 8%. On 2,20,000 అంటే గుర్తు పెట్టుకున్నాక 2 lakh మీద 8% అంటే 16,000 అవుతుంది. 20,000 మీద 8% అంటే 1,600 అవుతుంది. ఆ 250 మీద 8% అంటే ఆ పైన ఉంది కదా మార్జిన్ 20 రూపీస్ అవుతుంది. అది అట్లా మారే క్యాల్కులేట్ కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఇస్ ఓవర్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ being commission payable to agent is over. Next one, 10th one, loading on, adjustment of loading on opening stock. The entry is గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి, ఈ entry important. Opening stock is on the debit side of the consignment account. The loading is to be removed on the credit side. The entry is consignment account is to be created. Entry is రాసుకోండి. Stock reserve account at R2 consignment account. Stock reserve account data 750. Stock reserve account data 750 to consignment account 750. To consignment account 750. Narration రాసుకోండి ఏమనంటే being loading on opening stock adjusted. Being loading on loading oblique profit అన్న ఏం లేదు. Being loading oblique profit on opening stock adjusted over. Next one is 11th one. 11th one is the loading on GSC account is to be adjusted. Last one entry is GSC account at are 36,750. GSC account debtor 36,750 to consignment account GSC account debtor to consignment account entry. GSC account a goods sent on consignment ki reverse. Goods sent on consignment ఉంది కదా ఫస్ట్ ఎంట్రీ అంటే ఆఫ్టర్ ఓవర్ సెకండ్ ఎంట్రీలో ఉంది చూడండి సెకండ్ ఎంట్రీకి రివర్స్ అవుతుంది అది సో జిఎస్సి అకౌంట్ డెటార్ టు కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ 36,750 బీయింగ్ లోడింగ్ ఆన్ ఆర్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆన్ ఏదైనా ఒకటి లోడింగ్ ఆన్ జిఎస్సి అకౌంట్ adjusted. Loading on GSC adjusted. Next one is
9th entry.
Which one?
9th one.
9th one కూడా ఉంది కదా 9th మిస్ అయ్యా క్లోజింగ్ స్టాక్ రాసుకోండి 9th one is closing stock. 9th one is closing stock. Closing stock entry అది యాజ్ యూజువల్ చెప్పండి మీరు మామూలుగా రెగ్యులర్ గేమ్ రాసుకోండి క్లోజింగ్ స్టాక్ 3,900 అది మిస్ అయినట్టున్నా క్లోజింగ్ స్టాక్ ఎంట్రీ ఈస్ స్టాక్ ఆన్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ డెటార్ టు కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ స్టాక్ ఆన్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ డెటార్ 3,900 stock on consignment account debtor 3,900 to consignment account 3,900. Entry is closing stock entry adi eppudaina. Entry is stock on consignment account debtor to consignment account. Stock on consignment account debtor to consignment account. The amount is 3,900. Narration right being closing stock valued at invoice price and IPN at being closing stock is valued at invoice price plus proportionate NRE ane PNRE ante proportionate non-recurring expenses. Every problem we are writing NRE non-recurring expenses. Exam lo full form raayandi. Okay, proportionate plus proportionate non-recurring expenses is over. So this is entry number 9 ra 9 ena idi 9 is entry number 9. So 10 is over, 11 is over. Now 12th అయిపోయిందమ్మా రాసామా 12th?
No, sir.
Now write 12th one, number 12. Serial number మీరు పక్కన రాసుకోండి 12. The entry for 12th item is consignment account debtor to stock reserve account. Consignment account debtor to stock reserve account. Consignment account at R2, stock reserve account. 750. The amount is 750. 750. Narration రాసుకోండి. Narration ఏంటంటే being loading on closing stock, loading on closing stock, loading on closing stock adjusted, loading on closing stock adjusted. Calculation 3750 into 25 by 125. అది ఆల్రెడీ మనం అక్కడ చేసాం లోడింగ్ క్యాల్కులేషన్ చేసాం, వర్కింగ్ నోట్స్ కూడా ఇచ్చా, అది రిఫర్ చేయండి మీకు డౌట్ వస్తే. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, లేటర్ 13th we received money from consignee through DD, demand draft. Demand draft అంటే immediately payable, payable on demand అన్నట్టు. It is a check, a bank order, it is payable on demand. అడగగానే బ్యాంక్ ఇవ్వాలి, అదే ఒక ఇట్స్ వన్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ బ్యాంక్ డ్రాఫ్ట్. సో ఎనీహౌ we received from consignee 1,85,477 money comes to us. So the entry number 13 rather 13 entry is bank account debtor to non-paid agent account. Bank account debtor. So we receive money by demand draft. So demand draft received by us. So what comes in? So it will be collected through bank. So bank balance will increase. So bank account debtor 1,85,477. 1,85,477. To who is the giver? Giver is non-paid agent. So to non-paid agent account. Entry is bank account debtor to non-paid agent account 1,85,477. Being amount due from consignee, narration రాసుకోండి. Being amount received from consignee in full. Being amount received from consignee in full. In full అంటే ఇంకా బాకీ లేదు, మొత్తం వచ్చేసింది మనకి. Being amount received from consignee in full through bank draft. Through bank draft, demand draft, DD అనండి, through DD. DD అంటే demand draft. Through demand draft. హలో చెప్పమ్మా. రిసీవ్డ్ త్రూ బ్యాంక్ డ్రాఫ్ట్ అంతే, ఓవర్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ GSC account is to be closed. రాసుకోండి. GSC account is to be closed. So your GSC account only one item there. There are 2 times already GSC account was debited. So రాసుకోండి. GSC account close. Entry is right. Entry is same. GSC account debtor to trading account. GSC account debtor to trading account. GSC account debtor to trading account. The amount is 1,47,000. 1,47,000. That the balance in 1,47,000. రాయండి, అమౌంట్ రాయండి, చెప్తా తర్వాత how it is. If you prepare the balance in the GSC account would be 1,47,000. Because already goods returned GSC account was debited. When loading, that is 3,750 was debited in the entry number. I will give you the entry number 6. GSC account was debited 3,750, 6th entry. And again on 11th entry also 36,750 GSC account was debited. So GSC account was debited twice and created only one time. Second entry, one time created. The balance in the GST account would be 1,47,000. That will be transferred to trading account. If you prepare GST account, you know it. So entry is now GST account at our 1,47,000 to trading account 1,47,000.
సార్ ఒక నిమిషం సార్.
ఒక నిమిషం.
మన స్టూడెంట్స్ ఏవి కాలేజ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కి లింకులు పంపిస్తారు ఆనర్స్ లో. వాళ్ళు కొంతమంది డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తారు. ఒక్కసారి ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేయండి సార్. అది నాకు కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్ తెలిసింది ఎవరు అనేది.
ఓకే ఓకే
ఒకసారి చెప్పండి సార్.
అరే చిల్డ్రన్ డోంట్ ప్లే చెప్పాను నేను ఒకసారి. వన్స్ వి గివ్ ఎ కంప్లైంట్ టు సైబర్ క్రైమ్, వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ యు నో, when you are in final year BCom, you will be attending the campus placements. Some leading companies are coming to our college, IMC. IMC is the premier institutions. Most of the employers will seek for assistance, and most of the students get selection there. All leading companies in Hyderabad, they come, multinational companies coming for recruitment. Suppose we give complaint against you, a police case will be registered in Khartabad police station, because our IMC college comes under the jurisdiction of Khartabad police station. Your study period will be there. 2000, your first year na 2020-23 లో మీ రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది మీకు అక్కడ. If any case was filed, your name will be registered in Khartabad police station under cyber crime. Once if you get a job, the background verification is done. They will ask you which college you studied, which university. Then refer your number to the police station under which jurisdiction you have studied your BCom. Then if there is a complaint, your job, even you get selection, you will not get placement. This background checking will be done. Government also, private sector also, they will do it. Don't misbehave, I am telling you. Not only this, if you want to go abroad for higher studies, you have to apply for passport, Indian passport. When you apply for Indian passport, they will verify all your degree certificates, and college also, they will ask the college the track record of the children, whether the behavior is good or bad, whether there is any police case registered against the candidate, all will be there. So unknowingly, because as a parent, I am telling you, I am not as a teacher, I am advising you as a parent also. If my child was booked under cyber crime, his career comes to an end. He will not get passport. You will not get your passport. You want to go abroad, your passport will not be issued. Not only that, even you get a good job, it is a remark. So it is a remark on your conduct. అంటే నువ్వు ఎదవి, వీడు నేరస్తుడు కాబట్టి ఆ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉద్యోగం ఇవ్వరు మీకు. ఒకవేళ సెలెక్ట్ అయినా నువ్వు టాప్ లో ఉన్నా కూడా నీకు జాబ్ రాదు. అందుకనే సీ దట్. పేరెంట్గా మీ అమ్మ నాన్న ఏమనుకుంటారు, మావాడు తెలియగలోడు, అంతా అయిపోయింది, ఉద్యోగం రాలేదని బాధపడతారు. మీరు ఇంత చదువుకుందంతా వృధా అయిపోతుంది. బయటికి వెళ్ళలేరు, వచ్చిన జాబ్ ఉండదు, జాబ్ రాదు. దీంతో ఎంత నష్టపోతారు మీరు? చదువుకొని ఉపయోగం ఏముంది? అమ్మ నాన్న ఇంత ఖర్చు పెట్టి నీకు 50,000 60,000 ఫీజు కట్టి నీకు 2 Pro ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్, అమ్మ అంత అన్నం పెట్టి ఇంత మంచి చదివిస్తే నష్టపోతే తప్పు కదా. యాజ్ ఎ పేరెంట్ ఐఎమ్ అడ్వైజింగ్, బట్ యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్ స్టర్న్ యాక్షన్ ఐ విల్ టేక్. నేనుంటే నా చేతికి దొరికితే తంత కింద పడేసి చెప్తా. నేనైతే ఐ డోంట్ అలో ఎనీబడి టు మిస్బిహేవ్. దట్ ఈస్ వెరీ బ్యాడ్. డోంట్ డూ దట్ టాక్టిక్స్. నేను చెప్తున్నప్పుడు కూడా ఈసారి 6 times మై వాయిస్ ఈస్ మ్యూటెడ్. 6 times బికాజ్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు లూజ్ మై కూల్. నేను మధ్యలో డిస్టర్బ్ అయిపోతే మీకు చెప్పటం సీక్వెన్స్ పోతుంది. ఇవాళ కూడా అప్పుడు 2 సీక్వెన్స్ పోయినాయి నాకు. ఎందుకు పోయినాయి అంటే ఆర్డర్ ఐ చేంజ్. ఎందుకు? సంబడి మ్యూటెడ్ మై ఫోన్. నేను ఐఎమ్ ఫోకసింగ్ ఆన్ మ్యూటింగ్. మళ్ళీ రిస్టోర్ చేయాలంటే my lecture, continuity of my lecture is broken. So therefore that is a problem. చూడండి ఎప్పుడు కూడా చెబుతున్నాం మీకు, టీచర్ తోటి తల్లిదండ్రులతోటి ఎప్పుడు కూడా ప్లెయిన్ గా ఉండండి. దే ఆర్ ఆల్వేస్ కమ్స్ టు యువర్ రిస్క్. మీరు ప్రమాదంలో ఉన్నా, మీకు ఏమైనా బాధపడుతున్నా కన్సోల్ చేసేది టీచరు. లెర్నింగ్ వాటిలో టీచర్ ఉంటారు, మిగతా విషయాల్లో అమ్మ నాన్న మీకు తోడుగా ఉంటారు. నేర్చుకోండి, చదువుకోండి, డోంట్ మిస్బిహేవ్, డోంట్ లూజ్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్. ఓకే, లీవ్ ఇట్ aside. Now the entry, last but one entry ఏంటంటే GSC account that you have to transfer to trading account. The entry is same, we have been doing in all problems. Entry is same. GSC account debtor to trading account. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, GSC account debtor to trading account is the entry for always. But here GSC account, the balance will be only 1,47,000 balance will be there, because it was created with 1,87,500 in the entry number 2. It was debited 3,750 in entry number 6 or so. Another entry number 8 or 9 somewhere, 36,750 was debited. So only balance left in this account is only 1,47,000 is left out, that is being transferred to trading account. That's it. So last entry kuda raskondi. Prasad garu vastunna nenu. Prasad garu oka 2 నిమిషాలు. So లాస్ట్ ఎంట్రీ రాసుకోండి. ప్రాఫిట్ కి ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఇస్తున్నా. ప్రాఫిట్, దెర్ ఇస్ ఏ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆఫ్ 43,690 విల్ బి ద ప్రాఫిట్. ద ఎంట్రీ ఫర్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఈస్ సేమ్ యాజ్ యూజువల్. రాసుకోండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ డెటార్. ఇది యాక్చువల్ గా యూ హెవ్ టు రైట్ ఇట్ ఆఫ్టర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్. కంప్లీట్ చేయండి ఇది. సో కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ డెటార్ 43,690 to profit and loss account 43,690. Entry is consignment account debtor to profit and loss account 43,690. ఇది ఈ ఫిగర్ ముందు రాయడానికి వీలు కాదు. ఓన్లీ యూ కెన్ రైట్ దిస్ ఎంట్రీ ఆఫ్టర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్. నరేషన్ రాసుకోండి ఏమనంటే, being profit on consignment transferred to, being profit on consignment transferred to profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. ఇంకోటి రాసుకోండి, ఒక చిన్న నోట్ రాసుకోండి. ఒక వర్కింగ్ నోట్లో రాసుకోండి, చెప్తా. ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ క్లాక్ ఈజ్ 75. చిన్న క్యాల్కులేషన్ రాసుకోండి, మీకు ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. ఇది కూడా ఇట్లా కూడా చేయొచ్చు. ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ క్లాక్ ఈజ్ 75, which is 125%, which is 175%. Invoice price of clock is 75 rupees. Invoice price of clock is 75 rupees, which is 125%. 125%. Profit added on, next line raskodi. Profit added on clock is, profit added on clock is 25% on cost. Profit added on each clock. Profit added on each clock is 25% on cost. So profit is equal, so profit is equal to 75 divided by 125. Profit is equal to 75 by 125 into 25. Profit is equal to 75 divided by 125 into 25 equals to 15 rupees. So each clock 15 rupees is profit. So now finally cost is 60. So cost per clock is 60 rupees is clock cost. 15 rupees is profit added. Invoice price is 75. So the formula relation is cost price 60, profit 15, ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ 75. ఇట్లా చేసినా కూడా లెక్క వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో దట్స్ ఇట్. ఐ కాల్ ఇట్ ఏ డే. నౌ లెడ్జర్ అకౌంట్స్ మీరు తయారు చేయండి. ఓకే, అట్ హోమ్ యూ ప్రిపేర్ ఆల్ లెడ్జర్ అకౌంట్స్, all 3 accounts, that is consignment account, non-dead agent account and GSC account. The 3 accounts you prepare. Already I supplied the solution to you. The next class I will take up the books of consignee. Consignee books you can write it. There is no hitch in that. Only the problem is consignor books only you have to loading is to be adjusted. I'll talk to you tomorrow by the same time. So I'll call it a day. Send your attendance as usual. Okay, so you don't misbehave. I am telling you, I am not only a teacher for you, but I am also like a parent. I have to take care. I am a custodian. Like your principal or the college authorities are the custodian of your well-being, your safety, your learning process, everything we support you. Because your parents have lot of trust on us. They handed over to us for your learning. They paid fees. Don't misbehave. So as a piece of advice I would like to give every student, you can share with a combined study, you can study with anybody. This problem is very good problem. It is given usually for a CS standard. For CS standard, this type of problems will appear. So that's it. I'll call it a day. We'll meet tomorrow by the same time at 9 a.m. So we'll meet and complete the books of consignee tomorrow. Okay, see you. Bye.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. ఏదే సార్కి చెప్పద్దా మధ్యలో నువ్వు? టైం మెయింటైన్ చేయమని చెప్పు సార్కి కొంచెం.
లేదు సార్, అయితే ఒకడు డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తుండ్రు. వాళ్ళ బాండింగ్ ఇద్దామని ఒక మన ఆనర్స్ లోకి ఇద్దరు వేరే కాలేజ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కు లింక్ షేర్ చేస్తుర్రు. ఒక పర్టికులర్ 2 మెంబర్స్ చేస్తుర్రు.
కనుక్కున్నావా?
పర్టికులర్ కాలేజ్ కి
ఐడెంటిఫై చేసావా ఎవరో?
స్టూడెంట్స్ ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసిన ఎవడనేది, లాగిన్ అయ్యేటోడు ఎవడనేది తెలియదు. వీళ్ళు వాళ్ళు షేర్ చేస్తారు కదా సార్.
అదే లేవునా?
సో మిమ్మల్ని అప్పుడప్పుడు మ్యూట్ చేస్తారు చూసిరా వాళ్ళే.
అవునా? మధ్యలో మూట్ అయిపోతుంటుంది. అవును,
అది వాళ్ళే. గట్టిగా వార్నింగ్ ఇవ్వాలి సార్. ఆ కాలేజ్ వాళ్ళకి ఇవ్వాలి, ఇక్కడ వీళ్ళకి ఇవ్వాలి. మనల్ని
నేను కూడా చెప్తా వాళ్ళకి. అదేలే, నన్ను కూడా చెప్పంటావు వాళ్ళకి, పిల్లలకి
చెప్పండి. మీరు చెప్పండి.
వీళ్ళు వేరే పిల్లలు కదా, వీళ్ళకి చెప్తాను ఇప్పుడు.
వార్నింగ్ గట్టిగా ఇవ్వండి.
ఓకే.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hello, are you able to hear me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today little bit delay has taken place, and I am told that 1 or 2 outsiders are interfering, and therefore many a times they are muting. That is, they are making use of that mute. Thereby, suddenly we are finding it as if it is muted. So please don't allow others to intrude. If we give a police complaint, you will be in problem. I'm telling you, it will become a cyber crime, and the police will arrest those people and those who have helped from our college, those who are allowed others to intrude. So many complications will be there. When things are going on peacefully, unnecessarily don't invite a problem. Ultimately, police people will find it out if we give a complaint, and you will be landed in trouble. So don't encourage any outsider to interfere. And even though you are having friendship is outside. When the lecture is going on, follow the lectures carefully and because just now I am told by some other lecturer that some students from other college who are friends of our college students, they are interfering. That's the whole trouble. And if it is repeated, definitely we are going to give a police complaint. Please understand it. Don't invite troubles. Okay. Now today we are going to start another question, that is performance of contract. Explain its legal aspects. I have already forwarded the question. Please go through the question carefully. What is performance of contract? Explain its legal aspects. When we have studied yesterday yesterday and day actually we have studied discharge of contract. So in the discharge of contract, performance of contract is one of the points. Try to understand. So what I told you, what is when they perform their obligations, automatically they will be discharged from the contract. One of the points, yesterday's notes, if you refer, I have told you how the parties to the contract will be discharged. There I told you very clearly by performance. So what is the by performance? Actually, whatever that is expected by the parties, if they do so, if they complete, automatically they will be discharged from the contract. It appears to be very easy. For example, A has to supply material, B has to pay 10 lakh rupees. A has supplied the material, B has paid 10 lakh rupees. Both the parties have performed their obligations, therefore they will be discharged from the contract. No doubt about it. But it is not so easy as if we are talking about this example. Many other legal aspects are there in that. So, subject to many rules and regulations, performance of contract will become valid. Just remember this example. What is the example I told you? A, according to agreement, A has to supply material. B has to make the payment. A has supplied the material. B has made the payment. Performance is over. It is a very simple performance, but many complications will arise. So, at that time, how to decide whether performance is over or not? So, if performance is according to the legal rules and regulations, then only court will consider as if it is as if the performance is valid. Otherwise, if at all the performance is not according to rules and regulations, court says that performance is not over. Therefore, parties will not be discharged from the contract. Right? So, you just say what is the performance of contract and what are the legal aspects under Section 37. Performance of contract under Section 37 of the Indian Contract Act, parties to the contract must either perform or offer to perform. Follow carefully, a lot of confusion will be there. Parties to the contract must either perform or offer to perform their respective promises, unless such performance is dispensed with or excused under the provisions of this Act or any other law. What does it mean? Whatever agreement is there in between two parties, both the parties have to perform their legal obligations. Okay? Or the party must make an offer to perform. He must come forward to perform. If the other party do not accept, that is a different story. So whatever obligations though are created according to law, because of the agreement, the parties have to perform their obligations. Unless they are dispensed with by the law. Means what? Unless there is a change in the law, or else unless the law bans it, and only under special circumstances people need not perform. But in all other cases, for example, you take one example. What is the example? The other class I told you, A has to supply alcoholics to Mr. B, rum, whiskey, brandy, etc. But well before supplying, there is a change in the law. At that time, there is no need for performance. That is the meaning of dispensed. Okay. Under normal circumstances, if at all agreement is there, and if that agreement is subject to rules and regulations, both the parties to the agreement shall perform their obligations, or the parties must offer to perform. Offer to perform will also be treated as equivalent to performance. I will tell you. We are going to study in detail about the offer to perform. So keep this in mind, and you read the first paragraph. Under Section 37 of the Indian Contract Act, parties to the contract must either perform or offer to perform their respective promises. Parties to the contract must either perform or offer to perform their respective promises, unless such performance is dispensed with or excused under the provisions of this Act or any other law. So, if there is a change in the law,
Sir, unmute.
Okay, right. Now, so here there are 2 points you have to follow. One is actual performance and attempted performance. actual performance and attempted performance. Attempted performance will also be treated as equivalent to performance. Attempted performance will also be treated as equivalent to performance. You try to understand. So what is this attempted performance and actual performance? I will give you two examples. Through that you can understand what is actual performance, what is attempted performance. Try to understand clarity, because many other rules and regulations we are going to study about attempted performance. First stage is you have to understand the difference between actual performance and attempted performance. Now, actual performance. There is an agreement between A and B whereby A has to supply 5 tons of raw material to B, B has to pay 5 lakh rupees. There is an agreement. Now, if A supplies raw material and if B pays 5 lakh rupees, it is called actual performance. Finish. Simple. Then what is attempted performance? According to agreement, A has to supply 5 tons of raw material, B has to make a payment of 5 lakh rupees. Now, try to understand. A brought the material. A is there in Vijayawada and B is there in Hyderabad. A has brought the material from Vijayawada to Hyderabad and he has asked B to take the delivery of the material. But B said, no, I don't take it, or refused to take the delivery. Then what is happening here? A made an attempt to perform his obligations. A is not at fault. B is at fault here. A is not at fault. He brought the material and asked B to take the delivery of the goods, delivery of the material. But B refused. He said, he doesn't take it. Then, according to law, A has made an attempted performance. And because of his attempted performance, he will be discharged from the contract. If B do not take the material, because of attempted performance, A will be discharged from the contract. Means B cannot take any legal action on A tomorrow for not supplying and all those things. Because A is not at fault. He brought the material and asked B to take the delivery of the goods, but B is at fault. He could not or he did not take the delivery of the goods. Therefore, A is not at fault. A made an attempted performance. This is the difference between actual performance and attempted performance. You have to have full clarity. Otherwise, confusion will be there. I am giving again. I am summarizing. There is an agreement between A and B, whereby A has to supply 5 tons of raw material, B has to pay 5 lakh rupees. A has supplied raw material, B has made the payment. It is called actual performance. Then what is attempted performance? According to agreement, A has to supply raw material and B has to make the payment. But A was ready to supply the raw material, but B could not take the delivery of the material. B has refused to take the delivery of the material. Then in this example, A has made an attempted performance. Because of his attempted performance, he will be relieved, he will be discharged from the obligations. His performance is equivalent to actual performance. A is not at fault, he is ready to supply. Only unfortunately, B has not taken the delivery. What A can do? So according to law, his attempted performance is equivalent to actual performance of A. That is the meaning of attempted performance. Now, here, say it is not so easy to identify whether attempted performance is valid or not. Many rules and regulations are there in order to find out attempted performance is valid or not. Now, here you see attempted performance is also called as tender. Try to understand. Attempted performance is also called as, you see the second point here. Attempted performance also, actual performance, when first you come to the second paragraph. So it involves actual performance and attempted performance. Actual performance, when the parties have fulfilled their obligations according to terms of contract. So A has to supply material, B has to make the payment. A has supplied the material, B has made the payment. Actual performance. Then attempted performance, you see the meaning. Attempted performance also called as offer to perform. Follow carefully. Attempted performance is also called as offer to perform or tender. There are 3 words are there. The meaning of all the 3 words is one and the same. So don't have any confusion. A, in this example, A made an attempted performance. A wanted to supply, B has not taken the delivery of the goods. So A is said, A, we have to say that A made an attempted performance. So A has made an offer to perform. He said to B, Baba, I am ready to give the delivery. So it is called offer to perform. Technically, it is also called as the tender. Okay? Three words are same. Attempted performance, offer to perform, and tender. Meaning is one and the same. Don't have any confusion. So in the examination, they may ask you in any way. The question may come, what is meant by attempted performance or tender? Explain the legal aspects of tender. Then don't confuse the tender, attempted performance, offer to perform. All are same. Don't have any confusion. So examination, if they suddenly give what are the legal aspects of tender, don't confuse. Don't confuse. So attempted performance, offer to perform, or tender, all are same meaning. Now you see the second point. Attempted performance also called as offer to perform or tender. Though the promiser has offered to fulfill his obligations under the contract, the promisee may not accept. So in this example, A is the promiser, B is the promisee. A has come with material. He has offered to Mr. B to supply the goods according to the agreement. But B, promisee, has refused to take the delivery of the goods. Then we have to say that the attempted performance by A or offer to perform by A or tender by A all are correct. Here B is at fault, not A, because A has made an attempted performance or offer to perform or tender. That is the meaning of that. Again, I am reading the same sentence. Attempted performance, also called as offer to perform or tender. Though the promiser has offered to fulfill his obligations under the contract, the promisee may not accept. If such offer to perform by the promiser is valid, and if the promisee refuses, the promiser is discharged, and on his part, it will be treated as actual performance. And the promisee is said to have made a breach of contract. Here, very, very important point. Don't have any confusion. When an offer to perform or attempted performance is made, it is subject to many rules and regulations. If an attempted performance is made with rules and regulations, by following rules and regulations, then only the attempted performance or offer to perform or tender will be considered as valid. If the rules and regulations are not followed, at the time of giving offer to perform or attempted performance, then that attempted performance is not valid. So many rules and regulations are there. No doubt, attempted performance is equivalent to actual performance. But if attempted performance is followed, while making attempted performance, if all the rules are followed, without following the rules, if attempted performance is made, that attempted performance is not valid. Therefore, the promiser will not be discharged from the contract. Suppose by following all the legal aspects of attempted performance, if a promiser makes an offer to perform, and if the promisee is at fault, promiser will be discharged from the contract. And we have to say that promisee has made a breach of contract because he has not followed the terms of the contract. I will give you an example. Mr. A is the promiser, Mr. B is the promisee. A made a promise that he would supply raw material before 15th June, and B said he would make a 5 lakh rupees payment. And A brought the material before 15th June and asked B to take the delivery. And he has also followed all the rules and regulations. What are the all rules and regulations? I am going to tell you now, don't worry. By following all the rules and regulations of offer to perform or attempted performance, A is ready to supply the material to B, but B said he doesn't take the delivery. Who is at fault here? B is at fault, not A. So offer to perform will be considered as actual performance, and B is not accepting the offer to perform. B will be considered as if he has made a breach of contract. Once a person makes a breach of contract, the other person can file a case. That we are going to study in the coming classes. For the time being, in this example, A's attempted performance will be equivalent to actual performance, and B's not accepting the delivery or offer to perform will be considered as a breach of contract. That is the meaning of that. Again, I am reading the same sentence. Follow carefully. Attempted performance, also called as offer to perform or tender. Though the promiser has offered to fulfill his obligations under the contract, the promisee may not accept. If such offer to perform by the promisor is valid, and if the promisee refuses, the promisor is discharged and on his part, and it will be treated as actual performance, and the promisee is said to have made a breach of contract. Very simple. So here in the given example, A is at correct point, A is at the correct side, and B is on the wrong side. So therefore, A will be considered as if he has performed the contract, and B will be considered as if he has made a breach of contract, means not following the terms of the agreement. That is the meaning of that. Then you see here, I told you in the why this much of complication is there. Attempted performance or offer to perform or tender will be valid subject to many rules and regulations. If these, without following these rules and regulations, if an offer to perform or attempted performance or a tender is made, that offer to perform or attempted performance will not be considered as valid by the court of law. By following all the rules and regulations, I am telling you, by following all the rules and regulations of attempted performance, if an offer to perform is made by A in this example, then only his attempted performance will become valid. If at all it doesn't follow the rules and regulations of attempted performance, we have to say that no, his performance, it is not equivalent to actual performance. Let us see what are they. Kinds of tender. The attempted performance is also called as tender. Tender is two types. One is tender of goods and a tender of money. Tender of goods and tender of money. I forget about tender of money for some time. Later I will tell you. Tender of goods. So in this given example, for example, A has to supply material, 5 tons of material. B has to pay 5 lakh rupees, and A is ready to supply the material, but B has not taken the material. Then if A follows all the rules and regulations, this is attempted performance will become valid. Let us see what are they. Tender of goods, this attempted performance is considered as valid if it is unconditional. First point. So at the time of if at all any conditions are imposed, if at the time of offer to perform, if at all any conditions are imposed, the offer to perform or attempted performance is not valid. If at all any conditions are imposed, what is that? For example, according to terms of the agreement, A has to supply material before 15th June. But on 15th June, A says that, sorry sir, not today, I can't supply, I would supply after 2-3 days. Then after 2-3 days, if he comes with material, then his attempted performance is not valid. Why? Because he is putting a condition. What is that condition? I cannot supply before 15th. I would supply after 17th or before 17th. He is putting a condition. Or conditions may be relating to price. Condition may be relating to quantity. Condition may be relating to quality. Anything. For example, B has ordered for, say for Sona Masuri rice. A said he would supply Sona Masuri Warangal rice, and he said now he cannot supply Warangal rice. He said he would supply, say for Karnool rice. No, law won't accept it. So, if that according to terms of the agreement, if that point is there, accordingly it has to be done. If at all any changes are made, attempted performance is not according to agreement. Only Warangal rice is to be submitted. If at all Warangal rice supplied, if only Warangal rice is supplied, attempted performance is valid. If at all in the place of Warangal rice, if A is ready to supply Karnool rice, attempted performance is not valid. Simple. You see here. First point is unconditional. Second point is offer to perform in full. Second point is suppose A has agreed to supply 5 tons of material before 15th June. But now on 13th June, he says, Are Baba, though there is an agreement to supply 5 tons of material, I cannot supply 5 tons of material. I will supply only 3 tons of raw material. Finish. The attempted performance is not valid. Or else, I will put in a beautiful way. Suppose on 15th June, A has brought 3 tons of material. Through transport vehicles, he brought 3 tons of raw material and asked B to take the material, to take the delivery. B has asked, Are Baba, how much material you have brought? No, agreement is there 5 tons, but today I brought only 3 tons, you take the delivery. Then B can simply say, I don't want the 3 tons. I have given order for the 5 tons. If you are ready to deliver 5 tons of material, then only I will take the delivery. Otherwise, I don't take. Now, B is correct here, A is not correct. A's offer to perform is not valid. Why? The law is saying that when there is an agreement, if the party is ready, according to he has to follow the terms of the agreement. In the terms of the agreement, A has to supply 5 tons of raw material before 15th June, but he is ready to supply only 3 tons of raw material. So his attempted performance to supply 3 tons of raw material, he will not be considered as valid. So this attempted performance is not valid, thereby A will not be discharged from the contract. Next point you see, fixed time and place or at a proper place and time. So when at the time of entering into a contract, if a time is fixed, at what time the delivery is to be made. So the delivery of the goods shall be made only at that particular time. And a place, try to understand. Suppose B is having one godown, and say for B is also having a shop. B is having a shop at Lakdi Kapol. B is having a godown at Kukatpalli. At the time of entering into the agreement, B made it very clear. Are Baba, you have to supply 5 tons of raw material nearby my godown, not say my workplace, shop. But on the delivery date, B brought the material to not to the godown, only to the near to the shop. Asked B to take the delivery of the goods. B said he cannot take the delivery. At that time, the attempted performance by A is not valid. Why? Because in the terms of agreement, one of the points is A has to deliver the goods near the godown. Therefore, if A brings the material and is ready to deliver the material near the godown, at the godown point, then only his attempted performance will be considered as valid. But if he brings the material to the shop and asks the shopkeeper, Mr. B, to take the delivery, if B refuses, A's attempted performance will not be considered as valid. So place and time are very important. Time. Suppose at the time of entering the agreement, they have mentioned that on the 15th June, in between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., goods are to be handed over. It is mentioned very clearly, after 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., before 5 p.m., goods are to be delivered. But A brought the material at about midnight and asked B to take the delivery of the goods. How B can take the delivery of the goods in the midnight? Not at all possible. Therefore, B can simply refuse. Baba, it is not the correct time. I don't take the delivery of the goods. So, in this example, A's offer to perform or attempted performance or tender is not valid because he was not ready to hand over the goods at a correct place according to the agreement, and also he has not followed the timings according to the agreement. Therefore, the attempted performance is not valid. What is the point I told you? If attempted performance is made by following all the terms and conditions of the agreement without changing, without putting any conditions, by following the timings, etc., then only attempted performance will become valid. Otherwise, tomorrow, if A goes to court of law, says to the court, no sir, I was ready to give the delivery of the goods, but B has not taken. Court will question all these things. What is there in the agreement? 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Were you ready to hand over the goods in between the times? No, sir. I brought in the night. How you can hand over? You are violating the agreement. You have not followed the agreement. So what if for how much quantity you are ready? Agreement was there. Sir, I have to supply 5 tons of material. How much material you brought? Only 3 tons of material, sir. Then your attempted performance is not valid. Very simple. Court says that your attempted performance is not valid. So all these points will be observed by the court when the points are considered. So if all these points are there, then only the attempted performance will become valid. Then comes a fixed time and place or at proper place and time. To the proper promisee means what? Agreement is there between A and B, but B cannot be present at a shop and go down at every place. So as far as possible, the promisor should hand over the goods to the promisee, no doubt about it. Or he should take approval of the promisee to whom he has to hand over the goods. So he brought the material and he has to make a phone call to B. Arey sir, to whom I have to hand over the goods? Then B says that, Arey, my manager is there in the near godown. You hand over the goods to the manager. Then he has to hand over the goods to the manager. So either to promisee or to the person appointed by the promisee, goods are to be handed over. For example, A brought the material and without inquiring with Mr. B, promisee, he has handed over the goods to the watchman. How watchman can take the delivery of the goods? Is he competent to take the goods delivery? So much of complicated goods will be there. Quantity he has to select. So many things will be there. The watchman may not be competent. Without asking B to whom the goods are to be handed over, simply A brought the material and dumped them with the watchman and left. And tomorrow, if some problem arises, he will say to the court, "No, sir, I have handed over the goods." Court will ask, "To whom you have handed over?" "I have handed over to say for a watchman, sir." Then handing over to the watchman, the attempted performance is not valid. Attempted performance will become valid had A handed over to Mr. B, the promisee, or appointed to any person approved by B. If he gives to watchman, suppose B has asked to hand over to watchman, no problem. But without asking B to whom goods are to be handed over, if simply goods are handed over to the watchman, the attempted performance is not valid according to law. Then comes quantity and quality as agreed. Not only quantity, but also quality. So suppose there is agreement between A and B, whereby A has to supply a particular variety of goods. But for example, Sona Masuri rice, 40 bags of Sona Masuri Warangal rice. Here he has to supply 40 bags and also Warangal rice. If he brings and he was ready, if Federal is ready to hand over, then only his attempted performance will be considered as valid. Otherwise, it will not be considered. So his attempted performance will not be considered as valid. Dear friends, wait for 5 minutes. I will.
Sir,
అమ్మ మీ క్లాస్ గ్రూప్ లో ఒకసారి ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేయండి. వితౌట్ రూల్ నెంబర్, వితౌట్ నేమ్, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ యాక్సెప్టింగ్
okay, sir.
రిక్వెస్ట్.
Sir, sorry, వెళ్ళిపోయారు.
వస్తాడు 2 minutes వస్తాడు.
Sorry, friends. I'll disturb you. Some disturbance for there here. Okay, I'm starting again. Are you able to hear me? Hello? Hello, students?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry for the interruption. Now, when we talk about that offer to perform or say for tender, if at all an attempted performance is made by following all these rules and regulations, then only the attempted performance will be considered as valid. And the party who made an attempted performance will be discharged. Means the other party cannot take any action. That's why all these rules are there. Simply, otherwise, A will, though agreement is there for supply of 5 tons of raw material, A brings only 3 tons of raw material and asks Mr. B to take away that delivery, but B refuses. Then A will go to court of law, saying that no, sir, though I was ready to hand over 3 tons of material, B has not taken, therefore take action on him. No, court won't consider. Court say that what is the agreement? Agreement is there for supply of 5 tons of raw material. Were you ready to supply 5 tons of raw material? No. Say therefore your offer to performance is not valid. Simply court says, simple point. So in the beginning, what I told you, have clarity. We are studying performance of contract. In case of performance of contract, there are 2 points are there. What is the first point? Actual performance. The second point is attempted performance. So actual performance means what? A has supplied material, B has paid the money. Actual performance. Attempted performance means what? A brought the material and asked B to take the delivery of the goods. Then if B refuses, A, we have to say that A made an attempted performance. This A's attempted performance will be considered as valid subject to all these conditions. By following all these conditions, if at all an attempted performance is made, then only the attempted performance is valid. Otherwise, the attempted performance is not valid. A will not get any protection in the court of law. That is the meaning of that. What are those attempted performance rules and regulations? One is it should be unconditional. Without putting any conditions, A has to, in this example, A should not put any conditions. Alright, if agreement is there before 15th, he has to supply material before 15th only. If he says that no, I can't supply before 15th, I will supply before 20th. He is putting a condition. Then his attempted performance will not be considered as valid. So attempted performance is valid subject to following these conditions. That is the meaning of that. One is say for unconditional offer to perform in full. Suppose the agreement is for supply of say for 10 tons of 5 tons of raw material. And if he says that no, I will supply only 3 tons, then again his attempted performance is not valid. So like this, offer to perform in to the proper promisee and all these things are there. Okay, anyhow, tomorrow I'll complete this question. Please forward the attendance, all of you. I will close down this question tomorrow. So many points are there. Let us not be hurry. Tomorrow this question will be closed. And many absentees are there today. And inform all your friends to attend regularly to the class. That is the help you can do to your friends. Otherwise, they will be losing all this information. And very difficult to present the answer in the examination. You are observing now, those who are hearing my lecture, how many points are there? Just share this difficulty with your friends. That is the great service you can do to your friends. Therefore, I once again request all the students who are not attending regularly to be very regular to my class. Otherwise, they very difficult to follow this subject. Thank you. And I request the class representatives or active students to forward the attendance without any delay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.